What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another exciting episode of TokeMoments. My smile is cheesing this hard because I worked hard for this particular interview. I literally harassed AY everywhere I saw him. AY, when I come to my podcast. And then these people also, once they see those videos, they're like asking, when is AY coming? When is AY coming? So finally, AY the comedian finally decides to grace us with his presence.
You know, the reason I've not been here is because I got the first-hand information that this podcast that would definitely divide Nigeria. So every time I hear that and I see this mic popping up and people are, venting or talking, I just know that the following day, something's going to happen. But we have reached the age and time where we just believe that something must kill a man. So let's do this.
You know what I feel like? I also feel like people are like, this podcast, it's an era for it. There's quite a number of them. Mm-hmm. And then as we said before the camera came on, it could be a 1 hour lengthy conversation where you can learn so much. Mm-hmm. And then agenda must agenda.
Sensationalism.
And then they pick out the sensational parts. And then that's what people keep running through. And you've had quite a number of that this year.
Oh, see, as a matter of fact, every podcast was a cast.
If you were not the guest, you were being talked about on the cast.
Every podcast, AY was a cast. And that's what's the concept of show business is all about.
Yes, I agree.
If they don't even talk about you, it means you're a nobody. It means you're irrelevant. So if you still make the trends, it means there must be something about you. There must be something about you. Somebody's just trying to dig, deeper a little to get more. And we also need to be quite cautious of how we go about, interviews and what have you, because everybody is just hungry.
I think it's the state of the country.
You see, let me tell you, they're just looking for where to pour out the frustration.
The economy.
Yeah, so
the economy is wiping everybody. And if they can't wipe the guys at the top.
That's why I said the other day, I said now they have agreed and generally accept the fact that the politicians are now the comedians because they can tolerate them.
Yes. So
the comedians that are supposed to just do jokes for you to laugh about and are the ones you take seriously.
Yeah.
So you see the misplaced priority going on there. But yes, we understand it. But all the same, is a learning process for some of us in the game. Now you know.
Well, do you think that it's a case of they can't reach these politicians directly? How many of them operate their social media accounts? If you go and vent on that, say for instance, the president's comment section now, nothing's going to happen. You can cry from now to tomorrow. If you go to like the governor, they get the governor, someone who I took a stroll to his Instagram one day. I was like, what? But they can't really touch them. But then they go to your shows. They, they interact with you because of who you are.
Have you, for you to know that this people is a pattern for them, go and see. Sometimes somebody says something really, really bad about you. And then you'll be like, no, I'm clicking the block button. And that's okay. You go there, you see a follow back sign like, so you're even following me.
Yeah. Let me tell you the one that kicks me. Let me tell you the one that wipes my brain, bro. It's not the follow back. You know when you click the page, you see follow back, but you also see message. When you click the message, they've been in your messages.
Yes.
And you're like, it's attention you're actually looking for.
Now, that attention that they are seeking for is also coming at the time when they believe that, okay, I've tried to get your attention. Now that I'm not getting it, it's going to be fire for fire. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
AY, you're this. AY, you're that. And then sometimes we also make that silly mistake of, responding to the ones that are praising us, we ignore. So now I've learned. So when the praises come, I'll be like, okay, it's time to start concentrating on these guys. Yeah. Okay, you deserve a follow back. Yeah. Or I'm learning something from you. Now, this is not to say that we do not take or accept criticism, but make it constructive, create a balance, have some sense of decency, have some respect, behave like your parents trained you. You see someone like me, and then you see like this Gen Z. This generation, they don't give two shit. Yeah. They give it to you like it's art.
Yeah,
you know.
They don't care.
But try to create a balance.
Yeah.
Even if you have a point,
express it in a way that you are heard.
Be constructive.
Yeah.
And that's the part that really, really gets to me. And I'll be like, okay, no, you know what? I'm over it now. I'm not doing this anymore. On the other hand, what they don't understand is that they are trying to kill a career that someone built over the years.
How many years has it been?
With hard work and what have you. I've been in showbiz for like 25 years because 25. I started organizing the campus beauty pageant from like way back, Delta State University. I've been there. A lot of people don't know what they see. Sometimes they see you in Lagos and the first thing that comes to mind is that this one just came from nowhere. Come on, you don't know me. I've been doing this business for the longest time. It's just that I started more as an organizer. And I only just woke up one day and I said, okay, it's also good to grace the stage. I mean, leave backstage and come to... I used to organize a campus beauty pageant. I've had candidates that has represented Nigeria for Miss World. I've had candidates that has represented Nigeria for Miss World Tourism. Even... usually they go for most beautiful girl in Nigeria. I usually would come to Lagos then. And when I say candidates, I'm not talking about one, I'm not talking two, I'm not talking three. And that was how I got to know many of these people in show business. And as a matter of fact, I was an assistant pageant manager for Miss Commonwealth at the time. So it will baffle you to know that I can stand up and teach a lady how to catwalk.
Wow.
I can look at you and I'll tell you all your sizes. I'll tell you this is an 8, this is this, that is that. I won't trend now.
Honestly, no, we have to throw all of them out. It doesn't matter. Like, this is interesting, actually, because I didn't know that. You know, everyone, as you said, is a trend where even with, you know, this generation that you mentioned, I find myself having to, you know, not necessarily coach, but admonish a lot of them. You see success stories now. You have no idea what it took to build the years of hard work. We see the glory, and the glory is what is inspiring you. That also, I kind of blame a lot of us because a lot of people don't really share so much about the how to or the when they. So that makes a lot of people just see the now and think, if AY can do it, I beg.
Yeah,
it doesn't have two heads.
I can do it.
I can do it as well. But it's interesting to know that, you know, those were your humble. Did you ever think that you would be the most followed comedian in Africa?
Not at all. Not at all. And I will say this here live and direct. I was working with the king of comedy at the time as his personal assistant, and then would travel everywhere. So every time we move around at the airport, everywhere we go, you see people, you know, wanting to take pictures with Alibaba. And there I was with my, you know, small bag and everything. I'm grabbing all his phones and everything. And I'm just looking at what's going on. And I made, it was me making a request, asking God, like, wow, Father Lord, I pray someday in life, people will come and meet me to take pictures like this. Then I didn't see anything coming. It was just a prayer point. And backed with hard work. I was just at that point in time in progression in the right direction because one, I was serving, which is what a lot of people don't understand till date. You need to serve. I was serving the master and I made my wish. So it came to pass. So when I see all of this happening today, all the laurels, all the awards, everything, at times I just drive and I'm crying. And like, this is you. How did you do it? So I always give all the glory to God. And at the same time, I've come to understand that when people wait against their favorites, it's part of the hatred. How come
This boy
Why
that came
him?
From, yeah.
You know, he's not the funniest. Some labeled him dry. Some says we don't like his comedy. We don't, but it's moving. There's nothing you can do about it. It's moving. Is it successful? Yes. I always tell people it's like the Premiership. If you're a fan of football, you see there are different clubs. People will say, well, I love Chelsea. I love Man City. I love Man United. And there are some people who will be like, you know, these people, the Wolves, they are the bottom. These people are there. But guess what? When you go to that stadium, this is what I want people to understand. The fans never leave the ones that they support. They never leave the ones that they love. Even if they are not topping the league, they
keep pushing them.
They keep
it's so addictive.
The followership is there.
Yeah.
So people should understand it that, okay, it's not all about, okay, now this person Sabi and pass. I have my own fan base. Does it work for me? Does my work put food on the table for my family? Yes, deal with it. That I'm doing well doesn't mean that I don't respect the other person that you respect, that you claim is more talented. And I will accept it wholeheartedly. I even tell people that if you ask me to name 10, funniest comedians in Nigeria, I won't put my name. Yeah, I always tell people that comedians are social commentators. So gone are the days where you go on stage and you're talking about lion con dey pursue monkey, monkey con dey run. There used to be a time for that kind of comedy. But where we are right now, nobody wants to see you on stage talking about lion, they pursue monkey, monkey on the run. You have to talk about trending issues. But you also have to learn not to hit below the belt.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
When did we get all so sensitive? And educate me. Because one of my favorite comedians in the world is Dave Chappelle.
Oh, Dave Chappelle will give it to you back to back.
A shit. If you're sensitive, don't go to shows.
Almost all of them.
Kevin Hart, I think, is still a businessman. He cares about the business, so he wants to be politically correct sometimes.
No, don't get it twisted.
Really?
Oh, no. He goes real hard. They all learned from the best, from Richard Pryor and the rest of them. They see this. You can't. Okay, now, if you're in the audience, you can laugh about the comedian talking about Nigerian police. You can laugh about the comedian.
Everyone has had an experience with them.
You can laugh about the comedian talking about the politicians. But once the joke is on you, it becomes a problem, and you become extra sensitive. You want to take it to.
Nigerian comedians have shown me shaky and I haven't done anything back.
So
they've shown me shaky.
It simply means that you have sense of humor. I've seen you anchor an event with Basket Mount on stage. And then, he was giving it to you playfully and you were all smiles and complimenting him, even reminding him of lines to use to come at you. That's someone who understands that.
I think I can take a joke.
I can take 2 million jokes. I've heard jokes where people will say that, oh, AY, today, that juju you use, you go die. And I would just be laughing and all of that. I've a comedian who was just coming that I brought on stage. He even cracked a joke and said, man, AKY says tape not come out, or maybe we'll not go see say and get small. I laughed about it. And even made him a promise on stage that, wow, this joke is good. You're going for my London gig. People should learn to just, it's not that serious. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
But of course, like I said, it's also a learning process for us. We must also learn to understand the time.
Okay, so do you think it's a timing issue?
Oh,
do you
yes,
feel like
it
maybe
is.
sometimes
Yes,
if
it is.
something is still so sensitive,
Yes, it
maybe
is.
don't crack a joke
good.
about it?
Now, yes, it is. I did a tour and I made a joke on David.
Yeah, I saw that David.
Yeah, I made a joke on David. It was one of the funniest, of the set. So, but when the joke came back home, it was already stayed. It was a trend at the time, so people could connect with it. So it was making sense. So now, there I was basking in the euphoria of the fact that this joke has life.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought
and
him back.
he's your guy, right?
Yeah, he's my guy. Thank God. If not for that boy, who come, who came on my page, I was like, Baba, nothing spoil. And the rest. Do you know?
Because I think David can take a joke. David makes me, because David is a joke. David, he throws jokes on the internet all the time.
He can.
Yeah.
But the people, the fan base.
Yes.
I mean, we are the God of David, Isaac and Jacob, Goliath. We are the ones and all that. That David does not even have their addresses or know them personally. These are the ones who will come for you like, oh, how dare you say
this? But does it get to you when they come for you like that?
Let me tell you, I'm human. Like me, like I was coming to a point. Now the point is, when that joke came out, the timing wasn't right.
Okay.
Because sensationalism, which is the core, now became a part of it. Now there was a running issue between David and Amaju Pinnick.
Okay.
Going on online that same day. So this joke that was said on the show earlier, before all of that drama
now came back to life.
You know. So trust the bloggers. Once they'll pick, they don't care. They'll just grab it, pick the one that will form the trend, and they will put that caption. And you know,
it's
Nigerians.
Always a caption for me.
And you know, Nigerians, they don't like to investigate anything. Yeah. They don't like to find out anything. There's no balance in their system. From the headline, oh, your son will die. Your daughter, your newborn baby is going to die too. What did I say? That is now resulting to, you know, my newborn baby dying. What did I say? What's that bad to be said that I went up on stage to say that will make it so? As human, that would get to me. Like, no, it's not that serious. This is only a joke. Simple joke. Simple joke. Very simple. I'm even so scared to say it again so I don't get in trouble again.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was good when we used it. At the time, I was on the tour of Canada and US and whatever. It was very, very good. And it was
probably
good.
Things that were trending in the news at that time, right? That you probably...
But
do you feel like as a comedian, and I'm just asking this generally, because I feel like this is where the world is going now, the Me Too movements, the sensitivity in the air, everyone's so cautious about being politically correct. Do you think that this would have a trickle effect on the art of comedy? Because if you're saying how everybody now has to be so uptight.
Yes, it will. As a matter of fact, I have a tour. Next month. AY Live in the UK. So now I'm going to be in the UK. Now I'm asking myself, cancel you won't say this. Cancel this one, you won't say this. And I'm looking at the list. You've almost canceled everything. So I don't know if it's lion and goat.
Back to the lion crossing the road and the goats. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what we're going to be talking about. Because, but all the same, this is the life I chose. This is business for me. And in as much as I'm going to convince myself that I'm not hitting below the belt, I will go ahead and do my thing.
You have had quite a year, and I'm so sorry about that. You've had quite a year. There's been so many high points of your year, but there's been also a lot of devastating moments that have, happened for you. I know this year you had a new baby. It was last year you had a new baby. Yeah, but this year, this gorgeous house went up in flames. Where were you when you got that call?
I was in Canada. I was on the tour.
You know why I asked that question? I've been a victim of a house fire when I was a kid. And unfortunately, both my parents died as a result of that.
Oh.
And,
wow.
Yeah. And that's one of my biggest fears.
Oh, wow.
It's literally one of my biggest fears.
Okay. Sorry about that. As I'm just hearing that for the first time. I'm so sorry about that. Now, that was my point of thanksgiving, knowing fully well that
nobody was.
My family, they were on holidays. So that was my thanksgiving. So when people see me like, they're still wearing clothes.
Yeah, because you kind of didn't even want to share it.
He's still doing what he knows how to do best, because that's a Thanksgiving. Now, would I be talking about the house that is aflame, or the set of things that got burnt in that house if I lose my family? No. I will be devastated. I will be gone. I'll be a living corpse. So my point of Thanksgiving was that, okay, fine. We were all away. I was in Canada doing my tour, so I was just going to join them. You know, they were in Disney, so at the time, so I said, okay, let me just finish the last one, so I come join you guys, and we'll come back home. And there
so
I was.
Where were you at the point when you got that call?
The call, it wasn't really, let me tell you how bad it was. It was very, very bad. I woke up and I saw about 78 missed calls. I didn't know what was going on. You know, the time difference. You know, when people are sleeping here, people are waking up in another part of the world. So I woke up to these calls. I think people just wanted to know what's up. So me, anytime I see something like that, I just know something
has happened.
Something has happened. Nobody gives me this amount of calls, like
78.
So I was like, even more than, because that was on one phone. So I was just looking like, okay, what's going on? So the first thing that came to mind was, okay, let me just open my phone. And the first place I will see my house was on Instablog.
That's how you found out?
The first place I will see my house was on Instablog.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah. So then I started reading messages. Then I called Yomi. Yomi, what's up? And I was, bro, sorry day. I was trying to I say, Yomi, what's up? I say, bro, nothing. You're up, you're okay. Your toy is going on fire. I say, Yomi, you the Chris? That my house is on fire. You're telling me this. So I now started sending him pictures. I said, okay. We said we didn't want you to know. We just wanted you to go on with your... In this time and age, you will know these things will just come hitting you at no time. So what did I do? I just left my bed, just went to give myself a steam bath. I was there and all that. I just said, okay, I better go get a small casamingo. Let me mingle myself.
Because at that point, it's actually one of my biggest fears. Because I'm like, I know a lot must have gone into...
It was bad.
Because your wife worked on my home. So I know a lot must have gone into
it was
putting
very
out...
bad. One small money that I was hiding from the woman, because she loves dollars a lot.
Money burns down the house.
Everything. And you know the funny thing, this life, now, she noticed where I kept the pounds in the house and all that. She helped me. She took it to the bank. I'm like, with all this domestic stuff, you can't be doing this, So, yeah. She not to like pounds like that. She like dollars. So I didn't say that, okay, if you enter here, you go... So she was the one that rescued the pounds, but then dollar cash back. But I pity that too, because all our designers' bags, everything that we
couldn't call the fire service.
Well, they came. Of course, you know the way it works now. They came, but the damage, had been done. This was a fire that started from the rooftop. And what
caused it? Was electrical?
Electrical. It was electrical.
Is there one article or story you've heard about yourself that really, 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 really touched you? That you thought, why?
People flying with lies. That's where my emotions come out. And that's when they'll be saying, oh, don't comment. Oh, you cannot respond. Oh, don't do this.
Does it annoy you when people tell you not to respond to you?
Yes, it's very painful sometimes because it's deep.
But do you know why they tell you not to respond?
I know now. I know now. It's like something is going on. RMD has grabbed his phone. Where you there? If I see you, and my body will be boiling. As I'm dropping the call, is that Alibaba is calling. If you respond to that thing, But the ones that are unbearable is when the lie is against children and women. Because I keep saying that Now me find Peking for 13 years now. It would be very stupid, very extremely stupid of me to describe another man's child as a dog.
That really hurt you.
Yeah.
You did a whole network
it would be
video
very
production.
stupid. So if you're not getting it, you're not getting it. And I'm sorry if you find it detrimental. But don't push the narrative. Don't take it to the angle. I'm a full-blown family brand. Look at the people who come for my shows. Fully family-oriented. The brands that support my shows. Go and look at the list. You will not see all the Accor, you will not see all these people. You see all fully family brand. And they must have seen something in me to maintain that level of respect and personality that they would love to associate with. And then when you come out and do this, and then the big brothers are saying, don't respond. And I'll be like, no.
This is going to take money from my pocket.
No, this one, no. This one, no. Because it's not it.
But let me ask you a question.
And I tried, even in explaining it, I don't go, you're dragging me to the gutter. I don't want to fight dirty. I would not use one word of insult. So you'd know that we're not dragging anything.
I want to ask why you didn't just pick up your phone to call him. Like, was that an option to think, rather than actually do this, let me just call this guy and just be like, my guy, what exactly is the issue?
It's easier to do that. It's easier to do that. But sometimes, when you see the fire burning out there, you already don't know what to expect. You know how funny it will be like when you now get a direct insult. Insults can be flying everywhere. It's okay. All of us want trend. Be with the trend. That's fine. You know? But there are some people who probably wouldn't know how to take it directly. I have younger ones too who can match you on every levels and every standard, whether streets or otherwise, without me getting involved. But you won't see them comment. You won't see them put out anything. They'll just go about their lives because we have home training. We understand hierarchy. There's respect. You know, we were well brought up. Let me use that word. So when people say, why is he always apologizing? No. If I know that this you find detrimental or this I did you wrong, no, come on. I will come out and I will say that I'm sorry.
Do people apologize to you though?
Well, I can't. Well, I think, I think I experienced one of recent, which was good. Which was very, very good. I mean, very, very good. And
how did that make you feel?
It increased the respect that I already, had for the person. It increased the respect because I could say that I know this person. For who this person is, he would never, ever imagine or think of. But for him to go that route, he earned my respect. And life goes on. All of us don't hold it, okay? Yeah. We can't be dragging each other today. Yeah. This one drag. This, we should. That's what the fans are looking for. Versus Whiskey FC versus Border FC, Davido FC. That's what they're looking for.
And these guys are actually cool. It's just the fans who are...
They are cool. Super cool.
It's not that deep for them.
The Davidos, me and they drink champagne. We're Peking, they will go greet Peking. So they are cool. So why do you want to kill yourself? Why do you want to kill yourself? You won't die. For matter when you won't just die for nothing. And they don't start coming at each other. Your papa, your mama, and I go do this. I tell you, our David. Yeah, our David. Not being doctor one to say, I don't know you. I don't know you too now.
That's why I said that he can take a joke, because David is the one who's I tell him, one time I sent him a message, I said to David, I said, because we're both Scorpios, he's November. And I just always ignore. I never get into issues that have to do with me online. I learned a thing from what I asked you now. That's why I asked you that question. And I think I've taken a cue from your book, because I realized that some things that I've left have later on become an identity that does not belong to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect, that's why I respect the fact that when it came to kids or, waiting or whatever, you came out to address that one-time issue. I remember when the blogs woke up one day and from nowhere it said my house had been seized. Never happened. I let it go. Till today, you randomly see somebody who is still going to write out there that that's how one sugar daddy bought a house and the house was seized. And I'm like, your wife did my house. The house is still standing there. Nothing. They don't even know why. It was literally someone who wrote out of being bored, wrote a tweet.
And when you try to explain this,
I didn't. That was the mistake I probably made.
They will say, Shalaye.
FC.
They always say, if you do it this way, there's a word for it. There's a comment waiting for you. If you keep quiet.
Oh no, but what you said now has just taught me that there's certain things, because you looked at it from the brands that endorse you.
You must address some certain things.
Their family brands, and them hearing that you're out for somebody's kid, it could have a ripple effect. So for that reason, you did what you did. Yeah. And I learned, because the reason why I don't respond.
And I have a daughter that is very, very vast.
Right.
I mean, she understands her environment. She knows what's happening online and what have you. And I know that it won't be a good thing for even somebody like my daughter to see. Or our friends would see that, oh, your dad described someone else's. No, it has to be addressed.
When they say AY the comedian, I know that's your name, but you've gone beyond being a comedian. You started your own production. You've always had your own production company, even for your shows. But then you started doing movies.
Yeah.
And you've had Merry Men 1, 2, 3. And people still think the movies are not interesting, but you are still breaking cinema record.
I gave you a perfect example. It's called the league table. There's Man City at the top right now. There's Liverpool. There's Tottenham. There's Arsenal. There's Chelsea. Go on and on and on till you see the people that are at the bottom. But what makes the league interesting? Every other Saturdays, you will see them playing against each other, and you see their different fan base coming out to support their own. So for someone like me, I am happy to know that I still have that fan base that says, we like what you're doing. And the one that doesn't find it interesting, I also want to learn.
But I want to know the recipes, because there's that conversation. There's you having the highest grossing movie cinema of all time. And it's like, do you think it's because of the controversy that makes people flood the cinemas to watch it more?
Okay. The highest grossing movie of all time, that has changed now.
Okay. I mean, at that time, I remember the time that I'm talking about the time.
Okay, good. Yeah. That has changed now. But then, it's the work. A lot of people, when they look at you, they see you as a comedian. I've seen directors work with me. I've seen actors work with me. It was when they came close that they understood that, okay, this guy did not just jump into Nollywood. I trained as a theater artist. I majored in directing. I was the only student in the history of my school that directed a convocation production that is being handled by the profs and the rest. All of this did not come from anywhere. Now, I'll see my directors sometimes we're working and I'm sending references. I'm saying, this is what I think. Oh, can we do it this way? And then they say, wow. These are people that you are bringing in to do the job. But they are respecting the fact that you know what you want. And they go about it. And then comes the marketing aspect. And then comes all the other elements that makes it solid. When it comes to characterization, nobody picks my characters for me for different roles. Even to Gateman, they can't Gateman when I want.
So why haven't I been casted in any of the movies?
You see, I always tell people that I know that there's always a good time for something good. Yeah. So I can't make you passive. You're talking Makiwa, for God's sake.
But can we do another one? Not Merry Men, because you've done Merry Men like 3 times now.
We can still marry.
Okay. What is it about merryman anyway?
No. It's not.
No,
for now.
Joking.
The franchise is. They say when music sounds good, you play it twice. I can't just wake up and say I'm doing Merriment 2 if the people were not asking for 2.
That's what I mean. So is it that people were flocking into the cinema? That's the question I asked you. Do you feel like everything you do causes talk? And do you feel like part of the talk is also what makes, because it's like now, I was a part of a production that was on Netflix. It was one of the top movies on Netflix last year. And this movie was dragged. Mm-hmm. And just like you, I went through people that I called friends, not outrightly supporting me, but would send me a DM because they didn't want to get into the conversation. And guess what? If it's their controversy, the talk, it made the movie number one in a lot of countries. The fact that they were talking about it so much made glamour girls watch even more.
It's also part of what forms the concept of show business. There must be something to show for the business to come. That's why it's called showbiz.
I gotta ask you this, because a lot of comedians in Nigeria, you all have bombshell wives. Your wives are so stunning. How did these women agree to date you guys? Because I knew when you probably started talking to her, you had nothing in your pocket. All you probably had was, and I'm not saying she'll follow you for your pocket, but I'm saying that sometimes when you see, I say the same thing to Bobby, I say the same to all of you guys, like your wives are always stunning. I'm like, did you laugh your way into their hearts? Because
maybe I dried my way in.
Because you and Mabel have been together
we've been together for almost 20 years.
20 years?
And so...
How do you stay with someone for 20 years?
You would know that. It had nothing to do with, you don't make her now, so you can't go find one fine girl. No. Even the same maybe herself. There was a time too, she used to be like,
you started together.
It's like you but now go and grab some of your newly liked pictures now.
You didn't.
Compared to now. Yeah. So it's growth process.
How did you guys meet? I've never asked you.
Yeah, we met at Delta State University. I told you I was into the beauty pageant business at the time.
Yeah.
So when I graduated, then she came in and all of that. So when I came back, the guy handling the beauty pageant was just parading some set of girls like that. I don't want to call them war girls, you know. And then I was like, no, now this pageant, fine girls, they did this pageant now. Is it that you guys are not? So I decided to go scouting on campus. And then I saw her. And when I saw her, I mean, the calling was now beyond the pageantry. So God laid
Did you know at that point? Was it like, you know how people said and say when they saw their partners, they knew that this is the person they want to marry? Was that what it was for you?
What it wasn't, because one, at the time I was already scared of fine girls because I've been dating fine girls. All of them don't show me shaggy.
Really?
Yeah.
You chop shaggy.
Bash. So even my friends, one of them advised me, say, your taste is too high. With the kind of pocket and face that you have, lower your taste. Small, it will favor you. That place where you go, you will die.
Wow.
But me, I refuse to lower taste. And there was a connection because we started off as friends, and then she would visit and all of that. So all the while I would comport myself. I'm not moving my hand. I'm not doing this. I'm not. So that made me score some valid points. I'm like, wow, this guy is
locked. He likes me for me.
Yeah. So we locked it in.
On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had as much fun as I have bringing this your way. When next you see me harass somebody in public, guys, it was a lot of hard work. Please stop asking for them to come on the podcast. Just take the guest I give you, because I literally had to harass them. He said I was becoming a principality. What did you say I'd become?
You're a familiar spirit.
Familiar spirit, because you cannot wake up. I'm there. Anyway, morning when I was seeing you on the podcast. Good afternoon when I was seeing you. But I'm so happy you came, and this was harmless. I'll chat with you guys on the next episode of TokeMoments.